to inquire from Jesus whether he was the one who was to come or they still needed to wait for another. He doesn't point to himself, but he says, go and tell John what you have seen and heard. The blind see, the deaf hear, the dumb speak, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, and the dead are brought back to life, and the good news is proclaimed to the poor. That is his manifesto, and that is his job description. And this is what he tells the disciples of John the Baptist. Go and tell John what you have seen and heard. And this is his approach to his great work. He came for others. He outpoured himself. He abandoned himself for the sake of his brothers and sisters. And he forgot himself for the sake of his brothers and sisters. And he always put others first. And this is the attitude with which Jesus approached his ministry. Now, going back to Peter now to look closely at his qualifications. Peter was chosen not because he was a highly learned man. I'm not sure whether he had any degree. I'm not sure whether he had seen any university. I'm not sure whether he had gone to secondary school, to high school. I'm not sure. The Gospels do not tell us that. It looks like perhaps it is not important for our salvation. But Peter is chosen, and his clear qualifications are three. The first one is his knowledge of the Lord. And that knowledge goes on later on to embrace his knowledge of the flock entrusted to him by the Lord. His knowledge. And in John chapter 6, when all others were deserting Jesus, Jesus says to his disciples, what about you? Do you also want to go? And it was Peter who said, Lord, to whom shall we go? And he begins by saying, we believe. And then he goes on to graduate, and he says, and we know that you have the words of eternal life.